Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, the Naledi Theatre Awards have been in existence for 10 years and are recognized as the premier awards event on the Gauteng theatre calendar. Its mission is to recognize and reward excellence in the performing arts, to raise the profile of live theatre, and to create awareness of the abundant talent alive and as well on our SA stages. Joining me now in the studio to talk about the Naledi Awards is Dawn Lindberg and one of the nominees, Momo Matsunyane. Ladies, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Momo, before we blush and gush about your nomination, let's just kind of set this conversation. 10 years on, and the relevance of the Naledi Theatre Awards and what it means for new artists, what it means for productions is undeniable.
Absolutely. You know, every single person on this planet needs recognition and affirmation for excellence, for what they do. If you remember when you were in school and you brought home a silver star for Mom, that was the best moment of your life. And we have such talent on our South African stages, world-class talent, and it wasn't recognized before Naledi came along, and we've built it now into the biggest event in South Africa to honor and recognize excellence. And I think it's very important to raise the profile of South African theatre, to get more people to come to the theatres, because our work has to be seen. We hold a mirror to what's happening in South Africa today.
Obviously, the award speaks for themselves, Dawn, but I can only imagine that every year you've got to make it fresh, more relevant, and it's kind of has to fit in with wherever the award trend goes. How do you make sure that it stays relevant, fresh, and then there's an interest?
Well, firstly, the panel of judges see over 60 productions a year, which is a lot of work throughout the year. And then the actual event, every year, you're quite right, we try to make it bigger and better. What I do is I focus on the best productions that have happened in the year under review and try and use highlights from that largely, and that makes it even more exciting. We've got Vuyani Dance Company this year, we've got the Joburg Ballet Company, we've got PJ Powers, who was nominated for her new show, which was an amazing breakthrough for her. We've got Timothy Malloy and a young lady called Janelle Visagie, who's nominated for Sound of Music, and let me see, we've got a young man called Michael Riftemba, who made his first performance in Peter Pan in the Panto last year, and he's nominated for Best Breakthrough. So,
and then you've got Momo here.
And Momo, who's nominated for no less than 2 awards, and she was in a production called Have You Seen Zandile? And she was mesmerizing. This young girl, this is a breakthrough for her. She's a newcomer, and the judges were mesmerized. So well done.
Momo, you're nominated in 2 categories.
Yes. It's Best Breakthrough as well as Best Actress in a Leading Role.
Yeah. So you're young on the scene, and often when we talk about young, we bemoan the fact that people have been working at their craft for years to get to this point.
Yes.
But what does that mean, the recognition? I mean, ultimately, it is about winning.
Yes.
I'm not interested when people say, well, it's only important that I was nominated. But it is about winning, right? What does it mean for your career that there are people that are understanding your work, they've recognized the work you've done?
This is a huge deal. I can't express it any more than that. Yes, I have been working on my craft for my whole life. I went to Wits University to have a better and clearer understanding of what it is that I want to do with my work. And so when I had the opportunity to perform at the Market Theatre, and the play was directed by Kujo Green, and my co-actor Zethu Dlomo, who's also been nominated for an award in the same category of Best Breakthrough, it's beyond me. It's amazing. Sometimes it hits me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been nominated, twice for a new artist who's been recognized like that. I can only be so grateful that my work is recognized, but also it means that there's something there. So of course we want to win. Yes, the nomination is also just as amazing.
You see, what we're looking for in Naledi is something that is different, something that is fresh, something that pushes the boundaries and just stays with one, that changes one. You go to the theatre to be entertained, yes, but you've also got to go there to be changed in some way. You've got to come out there being moved and to have learned something about not only the actor, but about the stories that they are telling.
When you get a nomination from Naledi, does it somehow put a spotlight on you? Are you walking around and going, oh God, I've got this on me?
Yes, there's a huge spotlight. Firstly, I'm sitting next to Dawn, so it can't get any more real than that, you know. But like, there's also very high expectations then, you know. Also because we're young, the much older actors are now going, okay, well, let's see then what you guys can put forward. But the support has been awesome, especially from other performers as well, who were also nominated, and those who weren't, but just people within the industry saying this is fantastic for you guys. So,
But it is a competition.
at the end of the day, we'd like to get the recognition, not the competition.
You know, honestly, it's not a competition.
No.
It really isn't, because
But it is who's the best at their craft in that category,
you know, it's
isn't
a
it?
subject of choice from a panel of judges. You know, if you look at
very Miss South Africa response.
Very PC answers.
Very PC
no,
answer.
but it is. You know, it is,
Okay.
because every single nominee.
No, of
I
course,
know that you
obviously.
were saying no. We all want to
Obviously,
win.
if you're nominated at the Naledi Awards, you're at the top of your
Yes,
craft,
yes,
and you've been
yes.
recognized by industry experts.
Yes,
absolutely.
But at the end of the day, you want to walk
I
away
would
with that
love
award.
to walk away with that award.
Yeah, let's get the
Absolutely.
PC stuff out of the way. Don't talk to me about, you know, just the theme this year. Is there a theme? And you know that the beautiful thing about Naledi, when you sit next to a Momo, you've been in this industry for so long. There's not a single thing you haven't done in this industry in one way or another, being it in front of the screen, being the creative, and now at this point, giving and handing over that baton to other people. When you look back at an award like this, I mean, before we talk about the theme, just how proud are you of where you've come from?
You know, I have a confession to make. Des and I this year celebrate 50 years
Wow.
in show business, and also 50 years of marriage. So we feel
Congratulations.
immensely proud of that. And although I think, oh my goodness, 50 years, what does that make me? I started very young, darling.
Okay.
But anyway, yes, we've been independent producers. We started off as folk singers. I've been a director, a singer, a dancer, an actress. We've designed sets, costumes. So I really do have a good overview of every genre. But it's a time of our lives, Des and I, where we want to put something back. And what is the best way to do that? But it is to recognize the excellence of people like Momo and like Lulu, who was talking to you earlier. And that, you know, when that event happens and I see the winners come on the stage and they are crying and they are laughing and they're so filled with joy, that makes it all worth it
The
to
theme
me.
this year?
Now, the theme, actually, you know, we've got something very exciting as the climax. As I said, the theme is to recognise the shows that took place last year. But our climax is extremely exciting. Everybody's heard of War Horse,
Yes.
the internationally famous production where our very own Handspring Puppet Company created those horses. And so we brought Joey all the way from Dubai. Joey is the main horse. And he's going to come and make a very special appearance because we're giving an award for the very first time to this production. And then our young new little Miss South Africa is going to come and put the garland around his neck. So it's going to be a really exciting climax.
It sounds like it's going to be an awesome Naledi Awards this year. 10 years of existence, can you imagine? Wow. That was Dawn Lindberg and Momo Matsunyane sharing more details on the Naledi Awards. Momo is a nominee, and do I have to even talk about Dawn Lindberg? Congratulations on 50 years in the business. And
Thank you.
tell Des here at Morning Live we say hi.
Hi, Des.
We're taking a break. We'll be back after this.